And there's not supposed to be one. The moment you create a backup plan, you've already failed. Why? Because your weak mind is already looking for the exit door, already planning the escape route before you even step into the fight. That's not how champions think. That's not how winners operate. They destroy the bridges. They remove every way out, except victory. You think Kobe Bryant had a backup plan when he was shooting 500 shots a day, alone in the gym at 4 a.m.? Hell no. You think Michael Jordan was thinking about, what if basketball doesn't work out, after he got cut from his high school team? Absolutely not. These men understood something most people will never understand. And plan A is simple. Work so damn hard. Push so damn far. That failure doesn't even have a chance. Success becomes inevitable. Not by luck, not by chance. But by the sheer force of your will and your relentless work ethic. But most of you are sitting right now making excuses. Talking about, I need a safety net. I need something to fall back on. Let me tell you the truth. The only thing you should fall back on, is more work. Harder work. Smarter work. When everybody else is sleeping, you grind. When everybody else is partying, you grind. When everybody else is making excuses, you grind. That's the difference. That's what separates champions from wannabes. Legends from the forgotten. The successful from the mediocre. So stop searching for easy. Stop craving comfort. Stop clinging to safe. Because greatness, true greatness, lives only in the uncomfortable zone. And if you want it, you've got to go get it. No plan B. Only plan A. Most people are afraid to go where greatness lives. They make excuses. They turn around. They run back to their little safe spaces, their comfort zones. You want to know why your life looks the same today as it did last year? Why nothing seems to move forward? Because you keep choosing comfort over challenge. Easy over excellence. A backup plan over a real commitment. Listen to me. There is no backup for greatness. There is no substitute for hard work. There is no shortcut to success. This game of life is all or nothing. You're either all in, or you're all out. And most people, they live in the middle. Half committed. Half dreaming. Half doing. And then they wonder why nothing changes. But when you eliminate the backup, when you burn every bridge, when you remove every excuse, and put everything into one burning obsession, that's when the magic happens. Your desperation becomes your motivation. Your fear becomes your fuel. Your anxiety about having no escape route. It pushes you harder than you've ever pushed before. Because now, there's nowhere else to go but forward. Nowhere else to climb but up. That's real motivation. That's where the true version of you shows up. Not the version that talks. Not the version that makes plans. But the version that executes. That delivers. That gets it done, when everything is on the line. Most people dilute their power. They spread it across multiple options. They hedge their bets. They keep one foot in and one foot out. And you know what that creates? Masters of nothing. Experts at mediocrity. Professionals at almost. Champions of participation, but never victory. But when you cut off the escape routes, when success is your only option, your focus becomes laser sharp. Your energy becomes unstoppable. Your efforts become relentless. Because you know every single hour, every single sacrifice, every single decision moves you either closer to your goal or further away. There's no neutral. No coasting. No days off. This isn't just about work ethic. It's about a mentality. A way of thinking that separates the great from the average. The fulfilled from the frustrated. The successful from the forgotten. Understand this. The very act of creating a backup plan is admitting that you don't fully believe in your primary plan. And if you don't believe in it enough to go all in, why should anyone else? Why should the world reward you? You want a real backup plan? Work harder. Work smarter. Prepare more. Sacrifice more. Commit deeper. That's your safety net. Not some half-hearted alternative to run to when life gets tough. Because life will get tough. The road to success is not straight. It's full of obstacles, setbacks, failures, and comebacks. But the ones who make it, they're the ones with no way out but through. When you remove Plan B. When you refuse to quit. When you decide it's this or nothing. That's when hunger takes over. That's when intensity becomes your normal. That's when success becomes inevitable. There is no backup plan. And there's not supposed to be one. The moment you create a backup plan, you've already failed. Because your weak mind is already searching for an exit door, already preparing to quit before you even start. That's not how champions think. That's not how winners operate. Backhand index pointing right champions burn the boats. They destroy the bridges. They leave themselves no option but victory. Do you think Kobe Bryant had a backup plan when he was in the gym at 4 a.m. shooting 500 shots a day? Do you think Michael Jordan thought about, what if basketball doesn't work out, after being cut from his high school team? Hell no. They understood something most people never will. There is no Plan B. There is only Plan A. And Plan A is simple. Work so damn hard that failure doesn't even stand a chance. But most of you, you're sitting in your comfort zones. Making excuses. Clinging to safety nets. You keep choosing easy over excellence. Comfort over challenge. A backup plan over real commitment. Let me tell you something. There is no backup for greatness. There is no shortcut to success. There is no participation trophy for almost making it. This game of life is all or nothing. You're either all in, or you're all out. And most of you, you're stuck in the middle. Half dreaming. Half committing. Half living. And then you wonder why nothing changes. But when you burn the bridges, when you eliminate the excuses, when you make success your only option, that's when the real transformation begins. Your desperation becomes your motivation. Your fear becomes your fuel. Your anxiety about having no escape route. It forces you to push harder than ever before. That's where the real you shows up. Not the you that talks. Not the you that plans. The you that executes. The you that delivers. The you that wins. Most people work at 40% of their capacity. Why? Because they know they've got a backup. They know they can always fall back. They know they can try again later. But when you eliminate the backup, when you have no safety net, when now is the only time that matters, you don't operate at 40%. You don't operate at 60%. You operate at 100. At 120. At 200. You tap into energy, focus, and creativity you never knew you had. You discover strength you never thought possible. You achieve goals you once thought were impossible. This is psychological warfare against your own excuses. Against your own fears. Against your own limitations. You want to know the secret to unstoppable motivation? Make success your only option. You want to know the key to unlimited energy? Eliminate every alternative. You want unshakable focus? Remove every distraction, every safety net, every excuse. Because easy ways out create easy ways to give up. And giving up is not an option for people who are serious about their dreams. Muhammad Ali didn't have a backup plan for being second best. Steve Jobs didn't have a backup plan for mediocrity. Oprah didn't have a backup plan for staying small. They bet everything on themselves. They went all in. And that's why they won. Yes. It's terrifying to bet everything on yourself. It's scary to put all your eggs in one basket. But that's the pressure that creates diamonds. That's the fire that forges steel. That's the intensity that turns dreamers into achievers. There's something beautiful about having no choice but to succeed. There's something powerful about knowing the only way out is through. The only direction is forward. The only acceptable outcome is victory. Yes, it's intimidating to know that if you fail completely. But that fear, that terror, that pressure, it's exactly what you need. Because comfortable people don't change the world. Scared people who push through fear do. Uncomfortable people who embrace the discomfort do. Desperate people who channel desperation into determination. They're the ones who win. Every moment you spend thinking about what you'll do if plan A fails is a moment you could have spent making sure it succeeds. Every ounce of energy wasted on alternatives is energy stolen from excellence. The most successful people in the world. The visionaries, the empire builders, the world changers. They had one thing in common. They made success their only option. They eliminated every excuse. Every easy way out. Every backup plan. And they worked like their lives depended on it. Because in their minds, it did. Half-hearted effort produces half-hearted results. Divided attention creates divided outcomes. 1 foot out the door means you were never truly in the room. So stop preparing for failure. Start preparing for victory. Stop planning for setbacks. Start planning for breakthroughs. Stop thinking, if it doesn't work. Start planning for when it does. Because excellence demands everything. Not leftovers. Not half-effort. Not scraps after you've planned for mediocrity. This is about becoming so skilled, so relentless, so committed. That success isn't just possible. It's inevitable. When you remove the backup plan, you unlock urgency. When you erase alternatives, you unlock intensity. When you commit without escape routes, you unlock totality. That's the difference between good and great. Between average and extraordinary. Between ordinary and legendary. Ordinary people keep their options open. Extraordinary people eliminate their options. They focus all their power on one dream, one mission, one goal. And when the universe sees that kind of commitment, it responds. It opens doors for you. It creates opportunities for you. It aligns resources in your favor. Because the universe doesn't reward hesitation. It rewards certainty. Safe never built an empire. Comfortable never changed the world. Easy never created greatness. And backup plans never produced breakthroughs. This is your wake-up call. Your moment of truth. Your chance to stop living like you have forever. And start living like today is all you've got. Because when you operate with that urgency, that intensity, that commitment, you become unstoppable. So stop preparing for failure. Start perfecting success. Stop planning for Plan B. Start mastering Plan A. Because success is not a matter of if. When you remove the backup, success becomes a matter of when. Work harder. Work smarter. Work longer. Work like your life depends on it. Because it does. This is about more than just achieving goals. This is about becoming the kind of person who doesn't need backup plans. Because they create their own security. Through excellence. Through mastery. Through relentless improvement. Through unstoppable work ethic. Through unshakable commitment. The kind of person who provides so much value to the world. They become irreplaceable. Invaluable. Indispensable. When you eliminate the backup, you amplify the focus. When you remove the alternatives, you increase the intensity. When you burn the bridges, you swim harder. When you cut off the retreat, you advance with courage. When you make success your only option, you develop tunnel vision. Laser focus. Concentrated energy that moves mountains, parts seas. And makes the impossible, possible. Stop looking for permission to quit. Start searching for reasons to continue. Stop planning for failure. Start preparing for victory. Because failure, quitting, giving up, those are luxuries you can no longer afford. Not when you're operating without a net. Not when you're chasing your dream with total commitment. The time for playing games is over. The time for keeping your options open is finished. The time for half-hearted effort is done. The time for backup plans is through. This is the all-in mentality that transforms dreams into reality, goals into achievements, potential into performance, ordinary people into extraordinary success stories. There is no backup plan. And there shouldn't be. Because you're not planning to fail. You're planning to succeed. You're not preparing for defeat. You're preparing for victory. You're not getting ready to give up. You're getting ready to break through. Breakthrough moments don't come to people with escape routes. They come to people who eliminate every route, except the one that leads to their destiny. So work harder, because there's no backup. Work smarter, because there's no alternative. Work with passion, because there's no safety net. Work with purpose, because there is no plan B. And watch what happens. Watch how fast things begin to change. Watch how quickly doors open. Watch how suddenly opportunities appear. Watch how your entire life transforms. When you stop preparing for failure. And start guaranteeing success, through the sheer force of your will. And the relentless power of your work ethic. Because that's what winners do. That's what champions understand. That's what the most successful people have always known. Backhand index pointing right. There is no backup for greatness. There is only the relentless pursuit of excellence. Until excellence becomes your reality. Every morning, you have a choice. Work like someone who has options. Or work like someone who has no choice but to succeed. Because in the end, the ones with no backup are the ones who never need one. Music rises. Listen to me. There's no backup plan. And there's not supposed to be one. The moment you create a backup plan, you've already lost, because your mind is already looking for the exit door. Champions don't think like that. Winners burn the boats. They destroy the bridges. They leave themselves no option but to succeed. Do you think Kobe had a backup plan when he was in the gym at 4 a.m., shooting 500 shots a day? Do you think Jordan was planning for, what if basketball doesn't work out, when he got cut from his high school team? No. They knew one truth: there is no plan B. There's only plan A. To work so damn hard that failure isn't even possible. Most of you right now are looking for safety nets. Looking for something soft to fall back on. But the only thing you should ever fall back on is more work. Harder work. Smarter work. Greatness lives in the uncomfortable zone. It lives where most people quit. When you remove the backup, your focus sharpens. When you cut off the retreat, your courage multiplies. When success is your only option, you become unstoppable. Stop waiting. Stop preparing for defeat. There's no tomorrow. There's no second chance. There's only right now. So burn the bridges. Kill the backup plan. Eliminate the safety net. And attack your dream with total commitment, relentless focus, and an unstoppable work ethic. Because winners don't need backup plans. Winners only need one plan. And that plan is to win. The universe doesn't respond to half-hearted effort. It doesn't reward, maybe. It doesn't honor, if it works, it works. The universe responds to all in. It responds to absolute clarity. It rewards the man or woman who looks fear in the face and says, "There's no plan B. I either win, or I die trying." Because here's the truth. Mediocre effort produces mediocre results. Half commitment produces half success. But total commitment, unshakable commitment, that's what moves mountains. That's what bends reality. That's what makes the universe align opportunities, resources, and people in your favor. So stop playing small. Stop living divided. Stop entertaining backup plans. You only get one life. One shot. One chance to give everything you've got to your vision. So burn the bridges. Destroy the escape routes. Close every other door. And step fully, completely, unapologetically into your destiny. They understand that keeping one foot out the door means you're never fully in the room. Champions organize their entire lives around this truth. They don't just work hard, they work with singular focus. They don't just set goals, they eliminate everything that doesn't align with those goals. They don't just dream big, they cut away everything that keeps them small. They don't just want success, they remove every possibility of failure. That's the edge. That's the difference. That's the secret that separates champions from everyone else. They don't do more. They do less. But they do it with more intensity. More clarity. More commitment. This is your moment. Your point of no return. Your chance to stop living like you have forever, and start living like today is all you've got. Stop planning like there's always tomorrow. Start working like this is your one shot. Stop holding on to backup options. Start acting like success is the only option. Because when you burn the bridges, when you eliminate the backup, when you cut off the retreat, something changes inside you. You stop talking about your dreams, and you start living them. You stop being the person with potential, and you become the person with results. You stop waiting for success, and you start creating it. So work harder, because there's no backup. Work smarter, because there's no alternative. Work longer, because there's no safety net. Work with focus, because there's no plan B. Work with commitment, because there's no other choice. And when you do, you'll discover strength you never knew existed. You'll uncover potential you never believed you had. You'll achieve results you once thought were impossible.